my daggers, put them back in their respective holsters.
Fix
Alright.
this tension we have between us with some camaraderie. Yeah.
So wait, is there gonna be a show after the feast?
Yes.
Oh.
I believe so.
So, as you're finishing up, the prior to the show, the shaman turns towards you, Zach. Right. So, chieftain, as the new leader of Buzroda, the notable individuals of the town wish to present thanks and gifts.
Oh.
The walking up first, you can see there is Garlock the Everpourer, as well as one of the individuals that was in the bar fight with you. You think that they were referred to as Throngle Breadburner. They step forward to the table and take a knee in front of you, and they bow their heads down. We have provided both food and beverage for this festive affair. And Throngle speaks up. I will also be giving the breakfast tomorrow, the amount of confectionaries requested. I'll ensure that you are properly sated with your requests.
Thank you. I appreciate what you've done for the festivities.
And
I was great.
Garlock, to not be one-upped, speaks up and says, "If you ever wish to come over to the tavern. The drinks for you are free."
Oh.
And with that, both of them wait for your signal to allow them to rise.
And Zach just like does a hand motion.
They stand once again, giving a bow, and proceed to step away. The next individual to approach, you see that they appear to be a local smithy. They walk forward, and you can see that they are carrying some very nice half-plate armor. And they present it to you. Chieftain, I, after hearing that you have come to town, have ordered that myself and those working at my forge, we put together this fine suit of armor for you. We've been working tirelessly the last 2 days, and we hope you find it to your liking. And they present you, setting it on the table in front of you. Very fine looking half-plate armor. There are a couple of etchings into the armor itself, as well as the initials for Buzroda in the Orcish language, just carved into one of the pauldrons.
Well, was that a surprise? I wasn't expecting this. Thank you. That sure is a change to this rather old half plate I have myself. Thank you very much for this. You and your assistants.
We are glad that you enjoy the gift. And they give you a bow.
Zach waves them off. Very, very grateful for this.
The next individual to approach you recognize as the general store owner. They approach, hands clasped in front of them. Well, I, through my various merchant networks and through whatever means that you would require, I offer my services as both a quartermaster and an individual who can find whatever you may need. If you have use for it, ask, and I will find it to you.
I'll be sure to make use of this then. Thank you for your offer.
I look forward to serving. And they give you a bow.
Zach waves.
Next, approaching, you see Crindus. They step forward, and they appear to be holding a box. And they give you a nod and say, "You have stopped into my shops a number of times already, Zach, my new chieftain. And while I do find myself more independent than the rest of the town, I still understand the importance of the clan. I give you this gift." And they present you with... Hang on, I need to make sure of this item really quick. They... Hang on, I need to change the item really quick because I realized that
Need
the
a
item...
pause.
Yeah, if you could pause real quick.
Absolutely.
So Crindus Sparkle Shower approaches with a box. They set the box in front of you, give a nod, and begin making their way away. And I'm assuming you open the box?
Of course.
Inside the box, you see 2 potions that had already... You've seen them in the shop. They are greater healing potions and a scroll.
Does the scroll have anything labeling it?
Do you want to make an Arcana check?
Sure. Let us go. Bop. Come on, Zach, use your brain.
Looking at it and attempting to identify the parts of it, you see that this is a scroll of lightning bolt.
Oh. Interesting.
What does the box
Yes.
look like?
It's just a simple wooden case.
Oh, I'm gonna keep that. Maybe we have to gift someone else something with it. Who knows?
What, the box?
Yeah,
I,
it looks nice.
It was enough to, like, the 2 potions were, like, on their sides and the scroll was underneath it.
Yeah, but would it fit Sandra's daggers?
No.
That's probably
it
unwieldy
might
too.
fit, like,
I'm looking for a box to put daggers in.
I mean, if
can
you want.
certainly- The general store probably has
It's a
that.
problem for another day.
So.
Yep.
And the last approaching, standing up from the table and walking over to be in front of you, is the shaman, and they give a bow. So, chieftain,
Hello.
you have been chosen to lead the people of Buzvrodar. You accept the responsibility, the lives of this clan.
I do.
And you understand that what we may need and The well-being of the people should be first and foremost.
Zack nods.
If you are willing, then he pulls out a crown. It appears to be made of a silverish-looking metal and set with a handful of jewels. Not a incredibly ornate and fanciful crown, but a crown nonetheless. And he presents it forward towards you.
Zack is going to kneel forward.
You kneel and he places it on your head. And when you stand, everyone begins clapping and cheering, and the tent is filled with raucous joy as everyone looks upon the new chieftain of the clan. Now, one final thing before you are truly the chieftain. We must commune with the ancients. If you could step towards the fire pit that had been cooking the bacon-wrapped boar is still there with a low burn. The spit that had been next to it has been removed, and they motion for you to approach.
Alright, Zack's going to approach.
As you walk forward, the shaman begins chanting in Orcish. A chant that is quiet enough where most of you are not able to pick up most of what is said, but as they continue chanting, the smoke of the fire begins twirling. And then the chieftain pulls out a bag and begins sprinkling a dust into the fire. The fire flickers and the flame turns blue and then purple. The fire continues swirling around as the chant gets louder. And you feel a force beginning to take over you. As you inhale, you can feel whatever was poured into the fire is giving off some form of fume, and it begins to take over the senses. Can you make a Constitution saving throw for me?
The rest of us are far enough away, right?
Nice. Okay, let's go.
Yep.
Dang.
So, as you inhale, you close your eyes for a second as the proximity kind of smoke is getting in your eyes lightly. And then when you open your eyes, you see everything around you has turned to black.
Oh, this is happening again.
You
Different, but happening again.
You hear the faint chants in the distance. And then a bluish spectral figure apparates and steps in front of you. They look mildly familiar, and as you attempt to place it, another spectral figure steps forward, and another, and another. And you finally realize the individual that stepped forward in front of you the first time, they were the chieftain that had fallen in the ruin.
Oh, hello.
They all look towards you. Words are said in Orcish, and you do not understand. They begin to walk and surround you. And they look at you with a stoic demeanor, examining. And you feel another set of eyes on you. Turn and you hear very far in the distance da 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 da, and you recognize the tune of the Honk Mother. You feel her eyes upon you.
Oh, hello. How are you doing, your mirthfulness?
You attempt to reach out, and you just feel the presence on you. And then, slowly, she makes herself seen, looking down upon you. There is the music playing in the background, mixing with the chants still continuing. As you all stand there, something else catches your ear. Very distant, you hear a roar. All of the past chieftains and the Honk Mother herself all look into the distance. The dark horizon continues expanding in an endless maw. And slowly, you feel like you can start making something out. Make a perception check for me.
Eclipse, is that you? Perception check. Here we go.
As you squint and look out, you can see the reflection of eyes, multiple eyes, and what looks to be having a hard time. You squint and you swear you can make out tentacles far in the distance. A wave blasts out, and you can see the oncoming roar.
Time to brace.
Tide towards you. It sweeps over the phantoms that are surrounding you, wisping them away as if they were nothing. And you feel a pain in your head.
Oh shit.
You are filled with a sense of oncoming dread. Something in the distance is coming. You, after your brace covering your face with your arms, you open your eyes, and you are back within the tent. Your head still hangs a little bit, but you find yourself standing as you begin coming to your senses again. Feel a bit wobbly on the feet. But the shaman looks at you from across the fire and they open their eyes. They give you... they make eye contact, and can you make an insight check for me?
Sure. Alright, Zach, insight. Oh, that's relatively okay.
As you make eye contact, you know that the shaman knows exactly what you saw. And there is worry and fear in his eye. But he's attempting to remain stoic, attempting to not let anyone else know. He then
is gonna give him a bit of a thumbs up.
He then taps the base of his staff on the floor, turns, and says, "The crowning ritual is complete. The ancients have approved." And once again, the room fills with cheer. The wave of noise does not feel super great with that slight tinge of pain that is just lately eating away at you. But you attempt to remain stoic for the audience.
Stoic as
And-
a clown can be.
As,
But
right. And as all of you begin, as everyone in the crowd continues cheering, you see a clown approach from the side. The clown that you've seen many a time before. They wave their hand, and you can see the fire just explode, and you hear "Brrr!" and just the flame turns to confetti and shoots into the air. And everyone just starts oohing and awing as they give you a smile. Well, performance for the new chieftain.
do
Correct.
you mind if I give a speech first?
Oh, go right ahead. Do not let me impede on your show.
Of course. Zach's gonna go a bit forward, so just in sight of the large crowd, and ready themselves to give off what they've been trying to memorize for the past couple of days. Hello, everyone. Thank you for your welcome as your new chieftain. I know the change in management is somewhat confusing, but with the local tussle with Urkror, this change might just be for the better. From what I've heard, Budverdaz is a fairly defensive town, with some fear of being overrun. With the incoming offensive from Urkror, there's no time like the present to change that. We can't let this end at all. Now, I'll level with you. The loss of the old chieftain is quite lamentable, but with change comes opportunity. And to you, I have presented the Dark Carnival. Revelry, strength, mirth, and awe. It just waves over at the remaining sparkles in the air from earlier.
As you wave your hand, the ring of prestidigitation begins giving off sparkles. And
Nice.
the entire audience is oohing and eyeing and beginning to cheer as they all seem to just be eating up what you're saying.
Let our enemies be overwhelmed with shock and terror at Budverdaz's newfound vitality. Sup of the wicked Elixir and explore a new miraculous venue of power and joy. Shapes and tricks not seen in a long time. Urkror cannot be allowed to rampage unopposed, so jump forth and take your fate into your own open hands. Let us remember to be happy and eager, to bash in the heads of those who would remove our smiles. Defend the civilization that Budverdaz and its allies have worked so hard to build, and prove it's flexible enough not to snap. Work miracles. And with that, Zach lets out a loud honk.
As you let out a loud honk, you notice during your speech a variety of jesters, clowns, and general japers had begun moving out from underneath the stands and handing out bottles, familiar bottles of the wicked elixir. As you tell them to imbibe, you can hear the of bottles opening up, and your clown compatriot beside you hands you a bottle of a bluish liquid. The top still on it, and as they hand it over, they flick their hand and take the top right off for you, and offering a cheers with their own drink.
Cheers indeed. Just downs it in one go.
They also tip it back, and both of you consume it. The almost sickly sweetness immediately dilating the eyes, and you feel the raw miracles making its way through your body as you are empowered by the elixir.
Bliss.
To a new act of the carnival.
And to many more. And going back to the audience. Now I won't rob you of the great performance coming up. Enjoy. And Zach's just gonna take their seat back at the group.
And with that, you hear a variety of music begin playing. You swear you can hear someone playing an organ in the distance. And the clownish individual who is standing next to you walks out, and they are holding a box. And they give a bow to the audience, and they continue clapping, imbibing. You hear belches from the carbonation of the wicked elixir. Everyone, one and all, new brothers, sisters, and comrades of the carnival. I am Yevis, one of the various followers of the Honk Mother. And here today, I am here to show you some miracles. They take this box, and the box is about a 2 foot by 2 foot by 2 foot cube. And they toss it forward. It tumbles a bit. And then the top pops open, and a variety of balloons, streamers, and other confetti begins just pouring out and shooting towards the ceiling. 20, almost 30 feet into the air, the sides of the box begin falling away as you see creatures, clowns, and a variety of other wondrous attractions just pour out of this impossibly small space. You see an entire parade of flipping clown and dressed up bear. An entire cadre of ridiculousness comes out, and flipping into the air onto a tightrope that you did not even notice before, you can see the clown, identified as Yevis, flipping a long balancing stick. Now, we all hope this performance is to your liking. And a variety of acts are performed in front of the audience. The tightrope walking from the top of this suspended line. You can see Yevis seems to be leading almost the entire carnival as a conductor. The bear that was dressed up is paraded around with a variety of clowns, either shaking its hand, riding it. They have it jumping through some flaming hoops. One of the clowns, at one point, you don't know how, but they seem to have gotten a cannon, and they stuff one of the clowns inside, shoot them, and they go flipping through the air and are grabbed by Yevis's hand and brought onto that tightrope, defying inertia itself. A wondrous act of contortionists and a small comedy routine from a variety of clowns is performed. Some of it slapstick, some of it jokes. A number of puns are slung around. At one point, you see a large mammoth is brought in and paraded around, and they begin almost a bullfighter routine versus this mammoth. You have some mild concern, but somehow the clowns manage to keep it away from both the audience and yourselves, as it seemed to almost charge towards you, coming for the pseudo-matador that is harassing said mammoth. And after having it run around for a couple of minutes, they flick their hand at the mammoth, and it proceeds to fall asleep. And they then tie a comically large amount of balloons to the mammoth and float it out of the tent. This demonstration goes on for the better part of an hour, hour and a half. Popcorn, peanuts, and some other small snacks, bread, are all offered up, and while you are still quite full, those of you who are wearing the face paint are offered refills, if you could say, replacements of the elixir. And those of you who are not, you are not offered, but the wait staff continues to fill your beverages nonetheless.
Well, Zach, that was one hell of a speech you gave up there. Ought to give me some pointers, honestly.
I was actually about to bring that up.
I had to do something with my time while getting ready.
That sucked. So on top of juggling, we gotta work on your speeches.
What? That was good. That was
It
decent.
was very obvious that you were reading off of a paper.
I don't see a problem with that. It's still convincing.
Still though.
You're just nitpicking.
Was Sandra
Regardless.
offered that elixir at any point?
Nope.
Okay, thank God.
It's just soda.
So,
The wicked elixir.
It's called the Wicked Elixir, Nicholas.
as
Tell me you wouldn't imbibe?
So you all do see that, you do all see that these bottles have a colorful label on it with the words Fago written across the front, and there's something strange about it with these bubbles and the sweet smell in the air. It is almost concerning. It's not. It's as if it were an alcoholic beverage, but it seemingly is not, and they seem to be giving it out to whomever is wearing said face paint. And you can all see Yevis once again standing on the tightrope. Every once in a while, they take a swig from their own and continue twirling their stick as they walk to and fro on the tightrope. As the show continues on, you all hear a roar coming from outside, and the tent flap itself opens, and you see a cage being wheeled in with a manticore inside. The manticore is banging against the sides of the cage, and Yevis turns and looks down to Zack with a smile. Well, one final thing that was requested. If you do not mind, I will be taking care of this personally, Chief. They give you a smile.
Go ahead.
With that, the variety of clowns pull on some ropes, and just like the box from earlier, the cage itself comes apart, the manticore extending its wings and letting out a roar as it turns towards some of its captors. The clown from the tightrope drops down and lands on the back of the beast. They just look down and smile, and the manticore, feeling that now there is a rider, takes its barbed tail and begins lashing out at Yevis. They step to one side, step to the other side, flip upside down to be on the bottom of them. And the leathery wings extend and the manticore takes off into the air. And Yevis, clinging onto the mane with one hand, begins dangling there, and you can see with the other hand they pull out some juggling pins and are tossing two of the pins in the air. The manticore, you can see its claws extend and it swats one of the pins out of the air, and Yevis chucks the other one and bounces it off one of the poles that the tightrope was on, smacks it into the knocked to the side pin, and it goes flying back and bashes the manticore in the face. The Yevis then lets go of the mane and begins falling down as the manticore turns and looks and just swoops down in an attempt to bite Yevis as they roar, and they just give a light chuckle, and then as Yevis is about to have their back slam against the ground, you hear a honk, and they dissipate, turning into mist. The manticore slams onto the ground, and standing up after being a bit jarred by the direct impact, their quarry having disappeared, they begin looking to the sides and appearing once again on the tightrope, juggling the familiar bowling pins. They let out a shrill whistle. The manticore, looking up, extends its tail and begins firing barbs at Yevis. Yevis, once again, dodging side to side to side. They just have a entertained smirk on their face. They take the tightrope and pull out a dagger with one hand, tossing the pins continuously with the other hand. They lean down and slash the tightrope, begin dropping and grabbing it. The pins they catch one by one into their hand, and they swing down as if it were a rope vine, swinging as any jungle goer would. And they go directly towards the manticore, who begins hunching back and then leaps out at Yevis. They, at the last moment, thrust themselves into the air, and from somewhere, pull out a pie and slam it into the Manticore's face. They flip, land on the ground, and the Manticore turns and glares. Yevis just chuckles. Any requests from the audience? They say, eyes turning towards the head table where Zack and company stand.
I don't know. What do you guys think?
Kind of zoned out.
I'll be honest, I'm still fighting off this hangover.
Oh, very well.
I'm trying to think of what. I don't want to say something like impossible.
You can certainly try. Clowns are very capable people.
I'm gonna yell out, catch one of its needles.
Yevis gives a smirk, and as you yell out, they start chucking the pins into the air, and turning their eyes towards the pins, the Manticore, a decent distance away, begins flinging needles as if it is taking the recommendation as a creature. And as the needles begin flying, Yevis attempts to grab one from the air, and it just sinks right into the shoulder. And then the second one whizzes past. They turn, and a third one flies forward, and they grab it inches from their face. And the Manticore, jumping forward as it sees that it has struck in its quarry, hoping that it can catch them dazed and unaware. They had grabbed the last needle, and pulling their hand away, where the previous needle that struck them was, is a flower. And the flower starts gushing water, and it blasts the Manticore in the face with enough force that it spins it in the air, and it lands on its back. Worried me there for a second, you. Bad kitty. They walk over and begin ruffling its mane. It slashes out at them with the claw, and they disappear once again. They appear standing on one of the platforms that the tightrope had previously been tied to. Right. I think it's time we watch Kitty dance. And they snap their finger, and a resonant echo of the snap rings out. And the Manticore goes from attempting to stand to it stops and just looks up at the clown. And they wave their hand and say, "Dance for the crowd." And the Manticore rears up and begins to trot around and begin pawing at the air as if attempting to mimic some form of dance. The crowd begins chuckling as the Manticore, completely breaking character, is listening exactly to what Yevis says.
Where did you get this guy, Zach?
They just get called by the sound of honking.
And
Just seem to know his stuff.
as Yevis takes a step off of the platform, and as they begin falling, their baggy, clownish pants proceed to inflate with air, slowing their fall down. And they step over to the Manticore and start ballroom dancing in a circle with it. And the music that was previously playing begins to have a ballroom dun 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 as they rotate around the center of the carnival. This gag goes on for a bit before they stop, and Yevis gives a curt bow, and the Manticore, following suit, putting all four paws on the ground and lowering its head towards the audience. Yevis then turns back. Does the chieftain have any other requests?
Dealer's choice.
They just have a wide grin and snap their finger, and an aura of pure darkness surrounds them and the Manticore. And you hear a and a almost attempted roar from the Manticore. And stepping out from the darkness, walking over towards Zach and the table, you see Yevis, a smear of blood on their face and suit. And they walk over with a wide smile. And they place on the table in front of you what looks to be scarf made of the Manticore's mane with threaded barbs mixed in. The darkness drops and the Manticore has disappeared. The ground where it once was, covered in blood.
Fine display of loyalty to the monk mother.
Well, that escalated.
Couldn't be tainting the eyes of the children.
Of course.
Enjoy your scarf, Chief.
Thank you. Zach just puts it on immediately.
Holy crap.
And
Impressive.
Yevis and the other entertainers all walk out, give a group bow, and the entire audience claps and giving a standing ovation. The ridiculous display that no one had ever seen before. Zach, you find yourself a little bit impressed by Yevis's doings. You haven't been around terribly many members of the carnival, but you have heard of the feats that they were able to do, controlling monsters and juggling and walking across tight ropes. Yevis and the others do it with such ease, and it truly shows of what you could aspire to be within the Honk Mother's grasp.
Gotta need those fucking parkour lessons.
We'll start tomorrow.
Sure.
Now, Chieftain, enjoy the rest of your day. The carnival will be getting a move on come the morning.
As it always must. But what a display. Thank you. Thank you all.
You requested the carnival bring mirth and revelry to the town that was drab. the Carnival has delivered. Continue spreading word of the Honk Mother. Let the smiles shower across the lands. Have a hearty chuckle.
Honk,
And
honk.
they honk their nose, and a honk exactly like yours comes out. They give another bow, and you see all of the entertainers begin walking towards that other entrance where they were bringing a variety of creatures and person and entertainment props out of. And with that, everyone begins shuffling out. Some continue linger, talking about the acts that they have seen, and you see a variety of bottles strewn about the stands. One of the assistants who was taking care of everyone prior just gives a sigh and starts walking over and collecting all the bottles. And you can see that they're just starting a huge mound of them. There has to be a good, 50 to 100 bottles of empty Fago that they are now collecting and making sure none of them break and no one gets hurt. But with that, the carnival is beginning to wind down. If there was anything else that Zach wanted to have happen?
I think that's about everything, really.
Archery games.
You know what? Yeah. Let's see if there's any of those stalls out there. Sandra missed out a
The
lot.
one thing I want to do.
Let's
As
go.
we're walking along, I ask, so this honk mother, they're like some sort of a goddess, right?
Something of the sort. Definitely an entity.
You see, I've been wondering, I wear my own symbol around my neck, but I haven't seen much sight of anything aside from the drinks they brought out to represent the honk mother. I
We
suppose
got two of
you
them.
make those funny noises sometime.
Sort of wear it on my face, as it were. Just waves over their grease painted face. And also this just summons their typical spear in their hand.
Aye, you stole that away somewhere?
Part of the gig.
History of hiding stuff.
Proper classification would be warlock for myself, though others are a bit more, much deeper into the clownery. I can only wish to be so miraculous.
Aye, you one day might be able to put on an act like that one fellow with a manticore.
Or that one terrorist.
Well, for the time being, I'm trying to stop trying not to explode.
That one.
But yeah.
Sandra doesn't know they're the same person.
No, she doesn't.
She really doesn't.
I, as a player, know that. Sandra has no fucking clue.
Sandra could never
I
know.
wasn't even trying to refer to them as the same person. As
I am telling
that
you,
one.
this is gonna bite
That
you in the ass.
That is the key. That is
This is
the key
gonna
to
bite
being a
you in the
warlock.
ass one day. I'm
We
waiting for that
do-
day.
We do a little bit of trolling.
We do a
It's
little bit of
called-
clowning.
It's called we do a little bit of clowning, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
like,
to the archery games?
to
If
the
not,
end.
we can set one up.
Yep,
So-
let's get on going.
One thing that I will mention to Zach, with imbibing the elixir, you do feel empowered. The next skill roll, attack roll, saving throw that you do you can choose to have advantage on that roll just for the next roll, or you can use the mirthfulness to empower one of your strikes, and the damage for either the attack roll or the spell is instantly maximized.
For the next, how much?
Until the next long rest.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
And that is one of the effects of the elixir that you have imbibed.
Sweet.
You can feel the miracles building within. So, with that, you can see that a variety of people are still milling about, running booths. You do see that while there is the ball toss game, not terribly far away from it. It's less archery. They have a crossbow with blunted arrows, and there are a variety of targets that you attempt to shoot and knock over, and it seems that they have a variety of points that they have, and you can win a variety of small knickknacks.
Yeah, I'll give that a shot.
So, that one is 2 copper pieces per shot.
Alright, I'm gonna keep a tally on the notes here, because I can't access that. Alright. Trying to figure this out now. Would I be proficient with a crossbow?
Yeah.
Should be.
Alright.
You are a ranger.
So I still get that +5, alright.
So, you can see that there appears to be a goblin woman running the booth, and as you approach and set down the copper, I see there's a forest dweller here, trying to win a piece of candy.
Sure.
Well. They load up the crossbow for you and hand it to you.
Right.
You can tell this crossbow is a piece of shit.
It doesn't. Is this bad?
Yeah, should I alter this roll in any way?
Nope.
Okay.
It just adjusts the DC.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So go ahead and, if you want to take a shot, make an attack roll.
Yeah, there we go.
It's a
Natural
carnival
20.
game after all.
Bruh. Honk.
You pick it up, look at it, and just like one-handed extend your arm, take a shot, and the arrow whizzes and hits the furthest back target, a small, almost 2-inch diameter disc, and it tips over. And the goblin woman kind of is just standing there, mouth agape. Oh. Alright, well. You get to have either 10 pieces of candy, one of these small, 2 of these small knickknacks, or one of these stuffed animals.
What does the stuffed animal look like?
So there is a variety of stuffed creatures. You can see there is a what you'd approximate to be a gelatinous cube. It's just a big plush cube that is green. There is a owl bear. There is a clown, and there also is what looks to be a mammoth, It's, kind of a silly looking mammoth, and tusks are like, because they're made of fabric, they're flopping off to the sides.
Take the owl bear.
All right, you have a stuffed owl teddy bear.
Awesome.
Dang, this is gonna be a tough act to follow.
They
Why not?
Oh, you're going too?
Yeah, I got some coppers.
they put up that target and reload the crossbow. Having a shot at it, Chieftain?
Yep. Let's have
Go
a go
ahead.
at it. Alright, so that's like just a dex check?
Yeah, it's if you're proficient with crossbows, you can go ahead and just make a dex-based attack roll.
Martial weapons and simple weapons. I'm pretty sure that contains crossbows, right?
Yep.
Yep. Alright, let's go. Crossbow with proficiency. Let's just do dex. And then I'll just add the... okay. +3. Let's go.
So
Mm.
you attempt to shoot one of the further targets, and the bolt flies out, hits one of the front ones, and goes spiraling and falls to the floor. Ah. Well,
Mm,
you're at least able to make a basic shot. You want a piece of candy?
you know what? Why not? Just gonna down the candy and give it another go.
It is a butterscotch.
Nice. One more copper. Same roll. Let's go. Build check. Add that efficiency. Boom.
All right.
That's
you
better.
aim and take another shot, and you're able to nail the second furthest target. That farthest back target, like, you can tell the the bolt itself is a little warped, so even as you're shooting it, it's like shooting off slightly to the, like, a little to the right and a little down, and compensating for it, you'd have to give it a few more shots before you're really able to figure out where this shoots and how to hit that back target. There had to have been an amount of luck within for Sandra to hit that furthest target,
Oh,
but
bullshit. That was all skill.
you aim at the second furthest target, knock it down easy enough. Wow, good shot, good shot. So you either get one knick-knack, a stuffed creature, or 5 pieces of candy.
Zach's gonna take the candy. Fuck yeah.
There, you get 5 more butterscotch.
Oh,
So how much is the entry?
2 copper.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna take a shot at that. Take a shot.
Get it? Shot.
yeah.
So,
Ooh.
you, as you're attempting to shoot, you find that as the bolt goes out, it definitely goes in a direction you're not entirely expecting, and you hit one of the front targets, and the bolt ricochets and falls down. Well, yeah.
Why is that?
Looks like you're able to hit something basic too, so here you go, piece of candy.
Alright,
May I try? Or
I'll pay for you.
I'm gonna try to go just one more time, and then I'll hand it to Nick.
Yeah, I'll just pay his fee in ahead of time.
I just watch them do this.
I guess. It should have been a +5, but I'm sure the 1 wouldn't have made a difference. I ended up putting in +4, so
Same result.
Alright. Another candy.
You shoot it, it goes the opposite direction that, you compensated for it to go a little bit to the right, and this time it just blasts to the left and hits a different target, ricochets, hits the ground, and you win another piece of butterscotch.
This is why I stick to slinging hammers.
You're not even holding it right.
Let's see if I can do this.
He hands the
You
crossbow
were
to Nick.
not. Oh, okay. That works.
Do you have a dexterity to add to it? Or is
Nope.
it just flat?
I have a
Oh.
0 dexterity.
All right. Well, you, as you blast the bolt out, you're able to hit one of the further back targets as well. They give a respective nod and offer up either a stuffed animal, a knickknack, or a 5 pieces of candy.
Take the mammoth plush.
You grab the mammoth plush. It's a little derpy, but
Yeah, whatever.
has
It's
small dark buttons for eyes.
funny because Sandra was using weighted dice. Now buy
no.
virtual weighted dice t-shirts at the Headhunter Productions merch store.
I'm pretty sure you'd have to add a weighted dice feature to this tabletop foundry thing because it's pretty modular. So you
No,
would have
it's
had
just
to
a running
approve
joke.
something.
It's just a running joke.
So, was there anything else that the group wanted to do?
I think I'm good unless someone else has something that they're looking to do.
That ball toss guy we walked by, is he still there?
The bugbear that was doing the walk the plank dunk tank.
Yeah, he's still there.
You see that he's dried off and is sitting on the edge of the plank again.
Yeah, I'll do that.
So, as the group returns, they once again continue their heckling. Ah, you're here to throw and miss more shots there?
Oh, actually, we're not participating. Sandra is.
Ah, too much of a coward, I see.
Heard you were talking
I already
shit.
dumped you earlier, so.
Lucky shot, lucky shot.
Alright, what do we roll here?
Straight dexterity check.
Just a straight dex check?
Yep, you are not proficient in throwing heavy balls.
I'm proficient in throwing things.
Yeah.
Fine. It's a 16.
You throw it, and you lightly graze the side of the target, but you do not hit it dead on enough to get it to dunk the heckling bugbear. Oh, close. Here I thought I'd be having to grab another towel, but guess I'm safe again.
Put down another copper.
No, you're only putting one down. Here I thought you'd pay for 5 more just in case.
I glare at him.
As you glare at him, he does a imitation of glaring and wiggling his head at you.
As a bonus action, I designate him Slayer's Prey.
What?
Okay.
I don't know how that applies really.
It will not help me hit the target. But I'm doing this anyway.
Alright, go ahead and make that roll. As you are glaring, you decide to be cocky and try and throw it without looking, and you just absolutely botch it.
Another.
Keep the
I
coin
mean,
coming.
Third time's the charm.
You throw, and maybe the rage is getting to you, but you definitely do not. It doesn't help that these balls are a bunch of different like weights, so you can't really get used to the weight of one of them. They're probably doing that on purpose.
And another. Natural 20, finally.
So you getting the rhythm down. You wait. You try and calm yourself. You look at the target. You know you can do this. You whip it, hit it dead on, and he drops into the water. And with all of as he's continuing his glaring mock at you, he drops and he goes, "Oh shit!" and just immediately mouthful of water, and you can see him splashing around again. He gets the edge of the tank and putting his arms over the side again,
For a swim.
he spits out a stream of water comically.
And he's gonna take 1d6 damage because this is the first time I'm hitting him.
No!
You didn't hit him.
Oh, yeah,
Psychologically.
I guess.
He does the thing where he cups his hand and squeezes it and shoots water at you. It doesn't get close to you because you're pretty far away, but the threat is there of getting you wet.
So does he take the 1d6 or?
No.
Assault.
Assault.
Really? I didn't say I was designating him Slayer's prey to anybody.
Mentally out of character, that was assault. I'm calling the meta cops.
I'm calling the cops, the Royal Guard.
But everyone.
The mental cops.
I did it to you too.
I thought
Anyway.
you did it to another clown.
Bye.
So, with that, the bugbear climbs out, and the goblin gets up on the plank after getting it reset. He takes off his shirt and starts wringing the water out on the ground. So you're just gonna keep standing there, or?
No, we're done here.
Alright. Have a good day. Waves goodbye. The goblin gives a little wave as well.
Well, this has been quite a day now, hasn't it?
Actually, I wonder if they have the ring toss.
Yeah, they would.
No, you can go find that if you want.
Well, I can't do it, so.
Why can't you?
Opens up pockets revealing nothing but air.
Well, I'll spot you a coin or two.
Eh.
You know when your brain, totally derps and you completely blank out? That just happened. What the heck did you just say?
What? Me?
Me?
Yeah,
or-
something about pockets?
Oh, I had to air
has
my
no
pockets
money.
because I have literally nothing in my pockets. I have no money.
Yeah, he has no money, so I'm gonna spot him a coin or two.
Probably not gonna mean much though.
Ring toss, baby.
So, you head over to the ring toss, and you can see the ring toss, not terribly hard. The prize appears to be some form of fruity candy of a variety of different colors, all wrapped in what looks to be some form of rice paper.
Hmm. Guess I'll try it.
All right, so you set down a copper and are able to take a ring and give it a toss if you want. Once again, it's a dexterity check. So you toss it forward, and while it looks easy, it bounces. You get it almost, but since it hits the edge, it just completely tilts and falls between the bottle.
I think I'll do it.
You want me to do it?
Sure, why not?
Alright, how much is this again?
1 copper.
Alright. 7. Let me pull up my sheet. Oh, and my token has the sleeping status effect on it. You can take that off.
No, you're sleeping.
Yeah, well, I mean, Sandra could probably do this in her sleep, but...
You say that as you miss.
I just gotta get a feel for it, you know? Just gotta feel out the ring first. I say that as I put down another copper. You gotta get...
You can see the lanky goblin, a little taller than normal, just, nodding and kind of unenthused, not enjoying the fact that they're
That's a 15.
having to work. So you toss another one, and easy enough, you manage to land it on one of the bottles, and the ring spirals around a little bit, and they pick up one of the pieces of candy and set it on the counter.
Alright.
You have received 1 strawberry taffy.
Alright, I pocket it.
You pocket the strawberry taffy in rice paper. It's not gonna be a good time later, but...
Alright, fine, I eat it then.
As you pop it in your mouth, the rice paper begins dissolving quickly and munches in with the taffy itself, and it adds a little more sweetness, a little more tang.
As I cross out strawberry taffy on my notes, which I have to keep with me because I have no fucking sheet.
Cry more.
Oh,
Anyway,
I will.
so did anyone else wanna?
I'm sorry. I'm not trying to take it out on you guys. I know none of you. It's none of your guys' fault. It's just been a bad time.
So, did anyone else want to participate in the ring toss?
I guess I'll give it a single toss.
All right, go ahead and make a dex check. You toss it, and much like Nicholas's toss, you hit the top of it, and it just causes it to tumble and to drop, not landing on it. The goblin unenthusiastically goes, "Oh no, you gonna try again?"
Oh, I think I'm good.
Mm-hmm. Anyone else?
I'm good.
And they begin twirling one of the rings on one of their fingers and pick up one of the taffies and just eat it.
Nice.
So, what point in the night is this by now?
It is like 10:30 p.m.
Looking at the trajectory of the 2 moons, can I determine what time it is exactly?
You can guesstimate, yeah.
I guess it couldn't hurt to
Probably head in then.
head in.
It has been a day.
Or, maybe there's some after party going on somewhere in the I don't know, is it like a manor? Wherever we go back.
Hut? Big hut? Big
Hut.
building hut thing.
The Capitol building / gathering hall.
Yeah, gathering hall.
At this point, I think we might be heading back to the gathering hall. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Yep.
Guess that's fine.
It has been the day. Energy depleted.
So, if you wanted to have some form of after party, you can just say a couple of words and leave the doors open and people make their way inside. But if you all just wanted to, hit the sack and go to sleep, then certainly, even
Yeah.
Dothric looks like he's getting a little sleepy-deepy.
Sandra is up most of the night.
What?
So, was there anything else anyone wanted to do?
Study some Orcish, get to bed. It has been the day. The big day.
Guess I'll
Yeah.
do the same.
Yeah, no, I guess we can wind down. Sleepy time.
Sleep.
So, with that, you all find your way back to your rooms, and as each of you begins wrapping up, getting undressed, hopping into bed, Sandra, you determined to stay awake for a good portion of the night. As soon as you enter your room, you notice that the salt that you had circling everything, someone appears to have kicked the line, and it is now an incomplete salt line around the room.
Motherfucker. Can I recognize the print?
Fairly sizable foot, but
Are we talking clown shoe sized?
no, not that big.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and redistribute some of the salt to fill the gap.
Start pushing salt around and making sure that the perimeter is secure.
And I'm gonna study some Orcish.
So, you continue the Orcish study, and everyone else drifts into the nightly slumber.
Much, much later, I'll go ahead and take a rest.
And with that, I do think that might be a good time to call session, if that's alright with you lot.
Sure.
Yeah, that's fine.
Solid 3-hour session.
2 hours, 56 minutes, 24
Long.
seconds.
I think we had no break this time.
Yeah, we didn't have a
we
break.
did not break.
Yeah, I think I feel that.
But that's okay, we weren't doing much.
So it was a lax session. So Carnival games were had and other ridiculousness. There is a lot of me talking, and
Yeah.
but hopefully you all enjoyed yourself, and hopefully whomever watches this was enjoying the experience and the clownery. And with that, I do hope everyone has a good night. Stay excellent.
Right, and hopefully this is the last episode that we record where our fucking account is hacked. Because if this isn't fixed very soon, I'm going to scream.
I mean,
Soon.
as if you haven't been bitching about it already all day.
Oh, this is...
Yeah.
Come on, this is fucking ridiculous.
Cool. Can we start after show?
Yes, we can absolutely start after show, but before that, folks, thank you guys so much for coming. Hopefully, everything is back up and working next week, at least on my part. We may do with what we had, but thank you all so much for watching and supporting the show. Have a good night.